About 6,000 years ago, some things were not as different as you would think. It is the period known as the Neolithic. At this stage, the first peasant societies appeared, agriculture and livestock emerged, and materials and techniques previously unknown were created. Items and things never seen before. A true revolution in all aspects of existence. Neolithic people tended to live in subtle communities, in stable villages. The image of the ancestors was acquiring special importance. Funeral rites became common practice, and at the end of that period, these rites were accompanied by the construction of monuments, the oldest monuments in the history of mankind. The dolmens. There are thousands of dolmens in Western Europe. They are also called megaliths, name that is derived from the Greek mega, large, and lithos, stone. Therefore, this set of architectural manifestations have been given the name of megalithism. The dolmens are funerary monuments, tombs in which the community buried their dead, older, although less grandiose, than the Egyptian pyramids. They are made of stone, usually with large blocks, which create a more or less regular enclosure, the burial space. If this enclosure is relatively small and simple, it is called cist. If it is rather large and leading to it there is a corridor also delimited by large stones, it is usually called a chamber. Great effort and involvement by the group was needed for building a dolmen, not just to move the huge stone blocks that sometimes could weigh tons, but also to carry the earth and the stones forming the tumulus of the monument. In Castilla y León, dolmens are relatively numerous in the provinces of Burgos, Salamanca, Zamora, and Soria. In the provinces of Palencia and Valladolid, the only sepulchral monuments that deserve consideration are the megaliths of La Velilla in Osorno and Los Zumacales in Simancas. Los Zumacales Dolmen. Los Zumacales Dolmen was in use around the year 3700 BC. It is a passage grave with a large chamber, 520 meters in diameter, that was connected to the outside by a corridor. Alongside the one in La Velilla, those are the only ones in Castilla y León with the same peculiarity. The stones demarcating their respective chambers are not standing upright, but run on one of their major sides, perhaps because they served as the foundation of a moat wall, topped by a wooden roof. For its external appearance, a roughly circular-shaped mound, these tombs are called by the locals redondil. As is characteristic of these monuments, the whole construction, along with the lifeless bodies it successively hosted, and the grave goods and offerings that accompanied the deceased, is covered by a mound of earth and stones, the tumulus. This reaches its highest point at a height between 1.5 meters and 2 meters, and it has a diameter of about 30 meters. The purpose of the tumulus was hiding and protecting their precious content, but they also had to fulfill a territorial function as markers that vindicated the belonging of a territory for the community that lived there for generations. The first news about Los Zumacales came in 1960, but its confirmation took place 20 years later. Since then, it has been archaeologically excavated 3 times. The first time in 1982 when its ossuary was discovered. Up to 1,800 bones were recovered, corresponding to 22 individuals, women and men. 18 of them were adults, between 20 and 40 years old, 2 teenagers of around 15 and 2 children aged 5 to 10 years old. It has been estimated that the average height of the population would have been between 155 and 165 centimeters. And generally all of them would enjoy good healthy life, since no diseases or severe abnormalities have been detected in their bones. From the known data we can deduce that the bodies were taken to the chamber and they were laid down on the ground and probably wrapped in a shroud. Along with the skeletal remains, 206 artifacts were found. Some of them, such as knives and arrowheads, are carved onto a remarkably resilient crystalline rock, flint. Others, such as axes, pendants, and necklace beads, are made of polished stone. There are also some others carved in stone. It is the case of the gravers and especially two figurines that with great schematism represent the female body. The other two excavation campaigns were conducted in 1989 and 1990 and allowed to know the true magnitude of the tumulus, in addition to its constructive structure. Underneath it were the remains of a bonfire, and around it was identified a dumping ground where, wrapped in ashes, were collected waste ceramic, stone and bone. Among these were recovered wasted flint points, virtually identical to those found in the burial chamber, and unlike those, broken, which led to think that when the monument had not yet been completed, some funerary offerings were already prepared. Was there a need to bury someone before the construction of the dolmen was ended? But there are other questions of large scope. We know nothing of the village or camp where dolmen builders of Los Zumacales inhabited, nor anything about other neighboring communities. Were there other dolmens in this area? Dolmens that would have gone unnoticed until now and that would rival the one in Simancas in the Neolithic landscape? Where did one once and the other come from? Where did they go? A lot still remains to be discovered about our ancestors.